When someone hurts you, whether through betrayal, lies, disrespect, or even cheating, it's natural for emotions to run high. You feel that heat in your chest, the sting in your heart, and the questions racing through your mind. Anger wants to explode. Sadness wants to drag you down, and your pride wants to react. But in that emotional storm, the most powerful thing you can do is pause, breathe, and decide, I won't react emotionally. I will respond with growth. Emotions are human. You're supposed to feel them. You're allowed to hurt. But where people go wrong is when they let those emotions steer the wheel. They send angry texts, make late-night calls, post subliminal messages on social media, or lash out to get the last word. But none of that brings peace. None of that brings clarity. And none of that earns you back your dignity. It only gives the person who hurt you more power. That's why learning to respond with growth isn't just about maturity, it's about survival. Responding with growth means that you don't let temporary emotions create permanent damage. It means you choose self-control over reaction. You don't explode, you evolve. You don't fall apart, you fall into your purpose. And it's not about pretending you don't care, it's about choosing not to give them access to your energy. Because your energy is valuable, it's currency. And people who hurt you shouldn't get to spend it. When you react emotionally, you give them a front row seat to your breakdown. But when you respond with growth, you show them something much more powerful, your glow up. You show them that their actions didn't destroy you, they developed you. That kind of self-control doesn't come from ego, it comes from deep inner strength. The kind that says, I'll cry behind closed doors, but in public I rise. You don't have to announce your pain to the world. Let your growth be the announcement. And here's the thing, growth isn't loud, it's not flashy, it's quiet. It happens when you choose therapy over turmoil, peace over pettiness, and silence over screaming. It's when you hit the gym instead of hitting send. It's when you pray instead of plotting. It's when you walk away instead of staying just to prove a point. Because the truth is, they already showed you who they are, now it's your turn to show them who you are, without saying a word. The people who hurt you expect you to lose it. They expect the drama. They expect to see you fall apart, to spiral, to break down. But when you don't give them that satisfaction, when you choose elevation instead of retaliation, you rob them of the power they thought they had over you. That's strength. That's healing. That's how you win. Growth isn't always pretty. It's uncomfortable. It's lonely sometimes. But it builds you into someone stronger, wiser, and far more powerful than you were before. And by the time you've grown through it, they won't even recognize the version of you they once tried to hurt. That version won't even answer the door if they come back knocking. So when the pain hits, when the betrayal stings, when your pride is screaming to react, remember this, power isn't in the reaction. Power is in the pause. In that pause is your freedom. In that pause is your next level, because people will talk, people will hurt, but how you rise from it, that's what they'll never forget. Respond with growth, and you don't just win, you evolve. Pain is one of the most powerful forces in life. It can break you or it can build you. It can make you bitter or it can make you better. The choice is always yours. When someone betrays you, lies to you, disrespects you, or walks away when you needed them most, that pain can feel unbearable. But the truth is, inside that pain is a fire, a fuel. And if you know how to use it right, that same fire that tried to burn you will end up being the same fire that forges the strongest version of you. When life hurts, most people want to sit in that pain, dwell in it, replay it over and over again. They want answers, apologies, closure. But what they don't realize is that pain doesn't go away with explanations. It goes away with transformation. You don't heal by understanding why someone hurt you. You heal by becoming someone that hurt no longer has access to. Pain isn't there to keep you stuck. It's there to shake you, to wake you up, to show you that something has to change, not out there, but in here. Using pain as fuel means you let it push you, not paralyze you. You take that broken heart and you go build something unbreakable. You take that disappointment and you use it as motivation. You don't sit around waiting for them to come back or say sorry. You let the pain remind you that you have work to do. You get in the gym, you start the business, you cut out the excuses, you surround yourself with people who pour into you instead of draining you, because pain can either keep you trapped in the same story or it can launch you into the next chapter. It all depends on what you do with it. The truth is, your greatest comeback usually begins at your lowest point. That's when you look at your life and say, I deserve more, I am more, and you start moving different. Not to prove anything to them, but to prove everything to yourself. You realize that you never needed their validation. You never needed their presence. All you ever needed was the version of you that pain woke up. Pain forces clarity. It shows you who's real, who's temporary, and what parts of yourself you've been neglecting. It reveals the strength you didn't even know you had. You thought you needed them to be happy, but now you're learning how to be whole on your own. You thought that setback was the end, but now it's becoming the foundation of your elevation. That's the power of turning pain into purpose. And the beauty of using pain as fuel is that when people see you later, thriving, glowing, walking in your purpose, they'll wonder how you did it, and you won't need to say a word. Because the same pain that tried to crush you became the very reason you rose. You are not defined by what they did. Read that again and let it sink in. Too often, people carry the weight of someone else's actions like it's their own fault. When someone cheats, lies, walks away, disrespects you, or treats you like you're less than what you truly are, it can make you question your worth. You start asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Or why wasn't I enough? But the truth is, what someone did to you speaks volumes about them. It does not rewrite your value, your heart, or your future. When people act out of their own brokenness, they create wounds in others. That doesn't make you broken. It makes you a survivor. Just because someone couldn't see your value doesn't mean you don't have it. Their inability to love you right does not mean you're unlovable. Their betrayal does not mean you're forgettable. And their absence does not mean you're unworthy. You are not defined by their behavior. You are defined by how you rise, how you heal, how you keep moving when everything inside you wants to stop. The world will try to convince you that rejection is a reflection of your flaws, but sometimes rejection is simply redirection. You weren't supposed to stay in that relationship. You weren't supposed to carry that person any longer. And you definitely weren't supposed to keep shrinking yourself just to be loved halfway. The people who walk away, the ones who hurt you, the ones who didn't show up for you when you needed them the most, they didn't break you. They just revealed to you what you no longer need to carry. And I get it, it hurts. When someone betrays you or leaves, it feels personal. But not everything people do is about you. Sometimes people cheat or lie or leave because they are lost within themselves. They are insecure. They are confused. They are not ready for what you bring to the table, and instead of being honest, they cause damage. That damage was never your burden to carry. Their choices are not your identity. You do not become less valuable because someone failed to treat you right. You have to stop letting people's decisions shape how you see yourself. You are not just someone's ex. You are not the mistake they made. You are not the person who got left behind. You are not the one who wasn't enough. You are a whole, valuable, growing person. And someone's inability to handle your greatness does not reduce your worth. The people who left, let them leave. The people who hurt you, let them go. But do not carry their damage into your future. Do not replay their lies in your mind like a broken record. Replace every "I wasn't enough" with "I'm more than enough." Replace every "why did they leave me" with "thank God they did." Because every time someone exits your life, space is made for something better, something aligned, something whole, something real. You are not what they did. You are not the pain they caused. You are not the name they called you. You are not the silence they gave you. You are not the lies they told about you. You are not the way they walked away. You are everything they couldn't handle, everything they overlooked, and everything they now wish they had protected. But that's not your concern anymore. Your concern now is healing. It's rebuilding. It's standing tall with your heart intact, your mind stronger, and your spirit wiser. Their actions don't get to define your life. You do. So lift your head, wipe your tears, look in the mirror, and remind yourself, I am not what they did to me. I am who I decide to become. And that version of you, that's the most powerful one yet. Success is the best clap back because it doesn't require explanation, argument, or revenge. It speaks for itself. When someone hurts you, betrays you, doubts you, or walks away thinking you'll never rise without them, there's a strong temptation to prove a point. You want to shout back, defend yourself, maybe even throw dirt on their name the way they did yours. But the truth is, none of that changes anything. Words lose their weight when they come from pain. But when you rise in silence and let your results speak, that's power they can't ignore. You don't need to chase closure or convince anyone of your worth. You show your worth by what you build after they break you. When someone leaves you behind, doubts your vision, or acts like you'll never make it without them, success becomes your loudest response. They thought you'd fall apart, but you chose to fall forward. They thought you'd stay stuck, but you moved in silence and came back stronger. Nothing stings like watching the very person they underestimated become the person they can't reach anymore. There is something unshakably beautiful about becoming everything they said you'd never be. Not for revenge, not to feed your ego, but because you finally saw yourself through your own eyes, not theirs. They saw weakness, you found strength. They saw someone they could control, you became someone unstoppable. Success is not about proving people wrong. It's about proving to yourself that they never had the power to define you in the first place. When you focus on healing, growth, and purpose, instead of trying to get even, you rise above the noise. People remember how you move. When you don't engage in drama, when you don't throw shots, when you simply improve yourself, stay focused, and elevate your life, it forces everyone who ever doubted you to take notice. The same people who left you behind will watch you from a distance, amazed at what you've become. And that's when it hits them. They lost access to something rare. See, revenge might satisfy you for a moment, but success satisfies you for a lifetime. Revenge is loud and short-lived, Success is quiet, but its impact lasts forever. And the best part? It brings peace. Peace of mind, peace of heart, peace in your spirit. Because instead of wasting energy on people who didn't value you, you used that energy to build something that no one can take away from you. You no longer need to scream that you were right. You no longer need to beg to be seen or heard. You let your life do all the talking. Your glow speaks louder than their gossip. Your joy speaks louder than their judgment. Your confidence speaks louder than their criticism. When you walk into a room fully healed, fully focused, and fully in love with your life, that is a clap back no words could ever match. Let them talk, let them wonder, let them watch. While they're stuck on the old version of you, you're already walking into new levels. You're becoming unrecognizable in the best way, not out of spite, but out of growth. Because somewhere along the way, you realized you don't win by reacting. You win by rising. You don't win by trying to hurt them back. You win by being so good, so whole, so focused that nothing they say or do can shake you anymore. Success becomes your silence. It becomes your proof. It becomes the ultimate comeback in a world full of noise and ego. So keep going. Keep working. Keep shining. Let the world see what happens when pain meets purpose, when rejection meets resilience, and when a broken heart fuels a powerful rise. You owe no one a response. Your life is the response. And trust this, nothing hits harder than success they never saw coming.